are the owner of the business.
Co-owner.
Co-owner.
Yeah.
And so we're going to just kind of talk about what kind of services you provide.
Absolutely.
You know, sometimes I think your business, sometimes we always think we're like the best kept secret, and we're going to let the secret out.
Absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about Shift.
Shift began 3 years ago in our home. We literally had a back room. I was a trainer at a big box gym in Livonia. So I was driving from Tecumseh to Livonia, and that was like an hour and a half commute depending on the traffic. And I was looking around because we had just moved to the area, and I was like, well, I don't see many people that do what I do, which is fitness, but with the twist of like mindset thrown into it. Because it's a big part of fitness is getting the brain ready and like to overcome the obstacles that are going to happen. So we started in the back room of my house, and then we ended up transitioning to First Presbyterian for some of our classes to start bringing that. And of course, as soon as we transitioned, the first shutdown happened, and it was like, whoop, back it up a little, back it up.
I feel like COVID affected our gyms more than anything, and so my heart went out to people who had depended on those gyms because you try to transition into home, and certainly as I look around this room, we all have equipment that's collecting dust.
Yes.
Prior to COVID, and then COVID hit, and we were like, okay, we're gonna have to break it out because we're gonna have to keep doing something.
Well, that's what ended up happening is we transitioned virtual, and I was like, you know what, let's switch it up. People have time now. They have the time to commit to themselves. They're at home with their families, so like let's start implementing this. And honestly, that is what saved like the life of our business, and we started reaching more people because now I have clients that are across the country. They're in different countries, literally. And it was super exciting, and along that time I also started working with different team members. That's how I found my business partner too.
Okay, who's your partner?
Megan Wonky.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
absolutely, yes I know Megan.
So she's on board with us, and she basically was like, I love this, I love what you're doing, I want to be a part of this movement and start bringing it. So we just ended up here within the last 6 months.
So for people that don't know where you're at, you're in what I still refer to as the Jazzercise building.
Yep.
So the Roberts came in and completely redid, added this beautiful addition on upstairs in addition to what was up there, and kind of transformed it into a whole different space, which is nice because you know you're right downtown. You're parking in front and in back. So if you're doing early or late classes, it's totally, you know, you're totally secure here and feel really comfortable in Tecumseh.
And it's accessible, and that's really important. Is the accessibility rather than having to drive a really far way to find what you're looking for. And like Tecumseh still has other programs that are going on. Jazzercise still exists right now. I know of other couple personal trainers in the area, but our idea is to kind of take fitness and make a boutique experience where it's personal training, small group training, and then a wide array of classes that are meant to teach you strength training and get that heart rate up as high as go. And the exciting thing is now I get to step into like what my superpower is, which is teaching. I love to teach people, and I get to start doing workshops on the mindset of fitness, how to make your results last longer. And that's a big part of the role that I have with all of our clients, is I have clients that I train, but then across the board, I have clients that I'm coaching also on the mindset and the nutrition. We call it boutique transformation from the inside out.
Well, we call ourselves a boutique real estate office.
Yes!
I know why we're hitting it
This
off
is working.
Yeah. So tell me about like, how do you get started in fitness? So if someone's sitting here watching our video and they're like, well, I don't need to build muscle.
Yeah.
I just need to get in better shape. I want to be able to lift my grandkids. I want to be able to cartwheel down the boulevard. I don't know what they want to do. So where do they start?
They contact me.
Okay.
They can reach out to us on Facebook. They can text me directly, like it's my personal number that's on there. I usually say text, don't call, because when I'm training, everything goes to voicemail. And that way I can respond back quicker. But it doesn't really matter what the goal is for somebody, because what I believe is fitness starts for a lot of people when they're at their lowest point, and that's how it was for me. I mean, I did not plan to be a fitness trainer. To be honest with you, I was a college dropout, bottom of my barrel, had just gotten pregnant, had done a lot of drugs, and was not in a good place. And at that point, I was in a relationship that was so dark that I needed out. I needed an out, and that's what fitness was. I literally walked into a gym and was like, I need to beat
something up, and I think I should be 40-pound weights.
Yeah, well, I started like 8 pounds, let's be honest.
A slam ball. I think a slam ball.
Yes, let's reformatting the way they think. It makes them capable and confident, and when you start to see the changes that are happening physically, all of a sudden you become more empowered. You're like, I can do this. I might be here and I might be starting here, but I can go this distance. And that's the most rewarding part for me. So like when somebody reaches out and they're like, you know, I think this might be what I'm looking for. The first thing we're gonna do is sit down and have a consultation because, you know, like you and I were talking, that relationship is personal. If you don't know me, if you don't like me, if you don't trust the business that we're building here, the relationship will never work, and it won't get you where you need.
It'll just get dusty, and you'll fall off that same train.
Up and down, up and down. So that consultation is always the first step to say, okay, where are you at? What are your goals? Here's what we do. Is there a match here? And let me see if I can work with where you're at.
Okay. And I assume that there are all different budgets for what people are looking for. So you said we have one-on-one training, we have small group, and that's like 4 to 6 people?
2 to 4 people.
2 to 4 people.
2 to 4 people,
Okay.
And then we have our classes that are running also. And the reason that we kind of break it down that way is because finances can be a big barrier for people when it comes to personal training. Small group training is one of my favorite things to do because I get to work, you know, that's only a $20 per session. But now you get a complete training package. You have somebody that's there that has your back, that's gonna take you through nutrition, is gonna check up and hold you accountable. But now you also have a community of people.
Partners in crime.
Exactly. So if it's 6 or 7 in the morning and you're like, man, I have this one group I work with that I love. You know, one of the ladies, her car is broken down right now and her group members just jumped in. They're like, you know what? It's 7 in the morning, but I got you. Be ready by 6:30 and we're gonna get there. And that community is what I believe in too. Like when you're surrounded by people that build you up and believe in what's possible for you and they're working on the same trajectory, that's like a secret ingredient to the success of your outcome.
I call my group my tribe.
Yes.
So
Yes.
And there's mornings I want to hit the snooze and I'm like, I really don't want it. And you're like, oh, I can't let my tribe down. And I think that's kind of what happens in those small groups, which is awesome. Finding those personalities that all work together.
Yep.
And then you have large group.
Yep.
And I read like Zumba and what are some of the other ones that I was.
So right now what we have focused on is like our signature sweat session, which is like your HIIT style class, our Simply Strength class, which is my favorite because I don't like cardio. And so I'm like, let's go.
Nobody likes burpees, you know.
No, oh my
they
gosh,
say they
no.
do, but they don't. I don't care what they say. There's nobody that likes burpees.
It's not my favorite. We'll say that, but I do make my clients do them, and I do them. And then actually Juliana, who's been somebody who's been with me almost from the start, she runs a running club that's specifically meant to help you breathe, to pace, to be able to complete a 5K. And what we're adding in as the building gets remodeled and we open up space is we will have classes like Pilates. We'll have Zumba coming back. We will have cardio drumming coming back because then we'll have the space to have everybody in the building working out. And like, there's nothing quite like the vibe when you have a trainer going, let's go!
Right.
And everybody is sweating and they're like, all right, that was hard, but I did it.
Yeah.
That's the important part.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So if you had to give one piece of fitness advice to someone, to a perfect stranger walking down Evans Street, what would that be?
That it's never actually about the weight loss. It's never actually about the physicality. It's always about what it's going to give to you internally. And if you can figure out what it is, why do I want this? Why is this so important to me? What is it going to give to me outside of that? That's the key to staying motivated. Because motivation, it comes and it goes. It's a feeling. You lose feelings along the way. But when you connect with that deep thing of like, why do I want this? And what is it going to give to me, my family, my grandchildren, the environment? I've had clients that have gone on to run for Congress after they've worked for me. And it's not because of the weight loss. It's because of the way that they've built themselves up internally to give them the power to do that. That's what I would say that the key is figure out why, what it's going to give to you, and once you figure that out, then come see me because we got work to do.
So I have to ask, what's your favorite form / workout / what's your favorite thing to do? I hate rows on rows, but I love them because of this. As I did weights this morning, like, what's your favorite, just to share?
Hip thrust.
Really?
All day long. We talk
One
about
step short of a burpee.
I just hip thrust, getting the power through the hips. I work with a lot of women and I've worked with a lot lot of men in the past who, because we sit all day, our glutes are dead to the
Yeah.
world. And I'm like, you know what? We're gonna strengthen the glutes up, and the hip thrust is that movement to just get the power.
And you know what? When you can't stand. I went into the office yesterday. I'm like, if I don't come out of the
Yes.
bathroom, it's because we did glutes and legs.
Uh-huh.
And then you stand up, and I got a text message. Somebody should be walking behind me because my butt looks the best it's ever looked. So you can fully understand.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a muscle that definitely continues to get stronger.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
okay, so we start by, we can find you on Facebook in our Facebook pages.
Yep. Shift Fitness Studios.
Yep. And we also have a website because
Yes.
I did stalk a little bit there, and
Yes.
that is.
Shiftfitness.net.
And if they want to call Ashley, which is the same number that's on all those sites
Yes,
directly,
please.
that number is.
734-489-4680. Text me, don't call me.
Text, don't call. I love your energy. I think that's the one thing I hear from my friends is your energy is, I mean, you're just fun to be around. So, I mean, and I think that that's what motivates people. So
Absolutely.
it's great to have another woman-owned business in town. So proud of you.
Thank
It's
you.
great to have a nice gym and an opportunity for our, for people locally to be able to come, not have to drive 30 minutes to Ann Arbor
Yes.
or, even 20 minutes into Adrian. So I appreciate you opening up something
It's
downtown.
my pleasure.
We are located at 108 East Chicago.
Boulevard.
Because I'm 108 West and you're 108 East.
Oh,
so
that's
yeah.
too funny.
Yeah, so I'm always like, did I put the right address?
Yes.
I forget my balance because I can't remember East from West.
I love it.
So again, this has been Janis and Ashley with Shift Fitness, and we hope you take advantage of getting a hold of them and starting on your fitness journey. This is my passion. Love to share it with you. Make it a great day.